Can you see the computer screen?
I'm trying to get it to focus.
Kind of, sort of. It's kind of hard. Okay. So, my persuasive speech is going to be on paid maternity leave. Okay, so, the biggest thing that people debate about, when it comes to having babies is, should the mother or even the father be paid during the maternity leave? Typically, maternity leave is, about 6 weeks at least, until the person's healed and then, they can come back to work or more. But the thing is that should they get paid for it or should they not? Alright? So a lot of businesses believe that it will cost them a whole bunch of money if that they are required to pay maternity leave. And we will see that that is not always the truth, that there's other options, there's other ways of handling things, and there's benefits and cons to the whole maternity leave thing. Alright, so should it be paid and how much time? Because you will see in this presentation that some areas, some nations give you the 6 weeks, or some people give you even a year and a half of paid maternity leave. So really, what is a good time? What is a good balance to be giving out? Would we lose any money? Like I said, we're going to weigh our pros and cons on that, and you can decide for yourself if you think it's worth it. I believe it's worth it. I feel like at the end of it, you'll see that as well. And is it your responsibility? These people are choosing to grow their family. They're choosing to have a family. So why is it your responsibility as a business owner to help them go on with their life after they've started their family? Alright, so where does the U.S. stand? Currently, U.S. does not have a mandated parental leave. It is not mandated at all. It is a choice. New York, Rhode Island, New Jersey, California do have paid maternity leave. It is their state law, and it has its benefits, it has its cons. Like I've said, it's up to 12 weeks in those states, and so based off of those states, they do a lot of statistics off of those to relay it towards what's coming up for the brighter future. Because in, I think it's September or October of 2020, they're supposed to be doing a law choice if this is something that they want to mandate for the entire country, which would be really awesome, because then it would give the time for a mother to be at home and actually bond with her child. Alright? How much time should be mandatory? Like I had said before, doctors recommend that you stay out of work for at least 6 weeks. That allows the body to heal from childbirth, whether, delivery, C-section, oral, or natural. It's about 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the person, as long as there's no other medical issues. However, bonding with a baby, the first few months of its life is the most important part of its life. You really want to take that time to, do your skin to skin, to bond one-on-one with your child, to really get to know them and feel comfortable with them. Also, a lot of mothers have to deal with postpartum depression, so that gives them that time to go through the process of getting the help that they need, and also being able to become better parents or have the skills and the resources available to them, instead of having to also stress about going back to work immediately. Alright, so most of the nations that have approved the paid maternal leave do at least give you the 6 to 8 weeks off. They give you 2 months off, and it is paid, so that they are allowed to go and bond with their baby. I know whenever I had my child, like I said, the U.S. is not mandated, so I had to use all of my PTO time. So every emergency that I've had since my child was born is not going to be paid for, because I only get PTO time once a year, and all of it was used for 3 weeks of time home with my baby. And it was only 3 weeks, so I went back on her, her 3rd week. So there wasn't a whole bunch of bonding, and the doctor really didn't want me to return. But when you don't have the funds to keep going, you have to. Could we lose money? Now, like I said, we do have our pros and our cons. So the pros is that the child's getting cared for by the mother, they're getting to bond. It actually, based off of statistics from the states that do have it mandated in the United States, it does create good repertoire with your employees, and it allows mothers to come back to work. And so you're not having such a high turnover rate. Alright, so it only costs the average employee about $30 a year to contribute to this law. So it's not super expensive. Once you break it down, it's like $1 or so per check or per month, something like that. It's really not extensive to where it would just really cut into people's pockets, and it does allow for everybody to take that. Now, another good thing is some people just don't take it anyways. Even though they know it, they don't want to be a burden to their company, and they know that that does put their company at risk, and so they just choose not to take that. They choose not to take the leave. And so you have to also weigh out those odds. Maybe your employee is good and they have everything figured out and they've got their PG keyed and they won't even have to utilize it. But at the same time, you might have to have an employee that would utilize it that is a very good team member that you don't want to lose, and she needs to have the full 2 weeks off, or 2 months off. You definitely want to make sure that that's available to her. The cons. Statistically, they're saying it could cost $50 billion over the next 5 years to approve this through the entire nation of the United States of America. Now, mind you, it will cut down on turnover rate, which is super expensive as well for companies to handle, especially training costs and stuff like that. It will cut down that. So they might balance each other out. It might be a little bit more. So you just have to sit down and really base it off of your company and where you're standing. How do people feel? So based off of, how everybody feels about this paternal leave, it's 82% believe mothers should be paid for while they're out on maternity leave. They do believe that mothers should get paid out of 100, and then 69% believe that fathers should get paid and even allowed to be home with their child too, because a lot of people forget about dear old dad, and it is really important for the entire family to have that chance to bond and really focus on becoming the family, because it is a big change. Even if you have 4 other children at home, adding another child is a change that the entire family experiences. It's not just one person, it's everybody. Where would you stand? After you hear about it, after you think about your own shoes, when you had your own child and you really wanted to be there for them that first, little bit, wouldn't it be cool to be there for the first crawl, the first walk, the first baby food, the first whatever. A lot of people lose those experiences because daycare has to take those experiences from them. So if it was able and available to you, would you utilize it? Would you allow yourself to have the mandated parental leave and take off the entire 2 months for your child and just really focus on your family and not have to worry and stress about when your bills are going to get paid? Do you feel it's your responsibility? That's a personal choice. Yes, I know that people do make the decision to have children, but at the same time, it takes a village to raise a child, is what they always say, and I feel like that is 100% true. Anybody helping and allowing a family to grow is only going to make them better. It's always going to boost them forward. It's not going to bring them down. You take away their money and give them a new baby and add stress to their life and add stress to their relationship, it's going to crumble really, really quickly. It's going to become too much. It could lead to a lot of different things that we really don't want to experience. We don't want the child to experience. If we can make it as easy and smooth as possible, I think becoming and growing your family would be less stress in the United States right now.